Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be more of an edit with me video, so I'm just going to be chatting as I edit this photo. And this photo is actually from about nearly 6 years ago now. And it was when I was living back in Wollongong, and I think it was 2012 that this was actually taken. So 2012 I feel like was my year of experimentation with photography, and it's probably the year I look back on that I'm most proud of and happy with my photography, because I was consistently shooting that year all the time. I look back at my files from that year and it's just insane how many photos I actually took that year. So that's one of my favorite years. So that's why I've chosen a photo that I've taken in that year. I'm going to re-edit this photo. So I'm not actually sure that I actually ever edited this one in the first place. I'm not sure if it made the final cut, but we're going to edit this photo today and give it a little bit of new life. I do have to be careful with this image because this is when I used to not shoot in RAW, and as we all know, shooting in RAW gives you a lot more versatility when you're editing and just overall when you're shooting. So I am going to have to be quite careful in editing this because the quality of the photo is not going to be quite there. I'm going to probably first off just lighten up a few areas and do some dodging and burning. So as I usually would, I'm just going to drag the background layer into the new layer button and just create that as a layer to get rid of any blemishes or lines or anything like that. And now I'm going to get a curves layer up in the adjustment panel. And I'm going to make this one my dodging layer. And we'll invert that one. I'm going to create my burning layer this time. Alright, and we can start off by zooming in on the face. So this image is actually just slightly out of focus in some parts here. Please keep in mind that I was still learning with my photography and not all my photos were fantastic, I will definitely say. And I relied a lot on Photoshop back then as well, which I feel like these days I do not do as much. And I am feeling like my work is better for it. But anyway, back to editing the image. We're definitely going to sharpen this image up and give it a little bit more of a professional touch, hopefully, by the end of the video. So first off, I'm going to remove this one hair that is like just annoying me so much right there. Okay, I'm gonna just get rid of that with the patch tool. Yeah, so back in 2012, I really loved Photoshop. Probably a little bit too much because I found that a lot of my photos definitely relied on editing, and I found that I obviously wasn't as good as... I found that back then I really wasn't that great with lighting yet, and a lot of my images had to be retouched to the point where I'd be changing the light in the image every time. And, you know, the simple alternative to that is to really learn how to control lighting for your shots. And it was something that I didn't really know how to do that well. So hence the relying on Photoshop for it. And I wouldn't say that's something that I would do now because I feel like it just really does ruin the quality of your image if you're spending too much time editing in Photoshop. So I'm just going to move the blemishes out of this photo. And then start doing some dodging and burning. Using the paintbrush at a very low flow and pretty small brush as well. And I'm just going to begin painting over the eye. So I have a lot of updates at the moment for my channel, and I just don't even know where to begin with it. I will be leaving my job at the end of this year, so I think around the middle of next month. And I'm going to be going on a big trip early next year, and I'm going to be spending Christmas back in Wollongong and going back there for a while, seeing family and friends, which will be really nice. So Dan and I are going to go back there for Christmas. I'm really hoping to do some photo shoots up in Sydney. When I was there last and when I was still living there, I was actually doing a lot of shoots through Priscilla's, which is one of the big modeling agencies up there. And I really loved working with them. I thought they were just such a great agency. So I'm really hoping to maybe go back and do a couple of shoots through those guys if they're not too busy towards the end of the year. But it's kind of a difficult time when I'm going back as well, being Christmas and that sort of thing. So I'm really, really hoping to start doing some more shoots, because I feel like I've just not done many at all this year, which is really sad because I've just been focused on my other jobs so much, and working full-time just takes it out of you to the point where you don't want to do these creative things. You don't have the time, you don't have the energy. It's just kind of depressing, to be honest. All I've wanted to do this year is really just focus on photography, and I feel like I haven't done that, which is pretty sad. And I felt like that was one of the reasons I moved down to Melbourne as well, was to, get more contacts and use the agencies down here. And I feel like I haven't really done that at all this year, to the extent that I would have liked, which is pretty sad. So that's kind of why I need this break coming up as well. And I really can't wait to go overseas. I think it's going to be amazing. We're going to so many different countries, which is going to be really, really fun to actually go on a big trip. It's about 3 months, and I will still be doing YouTube in the meantime. I'll be probably posting, I'd say maybe more so on Wonder Walkers, which is my other channel with my boyfriend Dan, and it's more of a travel channel. So we'll be doing that, which will be amazing. And yeah, we still have a lot of things to organize for it, a lot of accommodation. So we'll pretty much be visiting Vietnam and Hong Kong first, which is going to be so fun because I just love Hong Kong so much. Then we're going to be going from there to London and going to Europe and doing quite a bit over there. Going to Scandinavia and Iceland, which I'm so excited about because I've never been there before. And where else are we going? Oh, we're going to quite a few places in Europe. So we are going to the Czech Republic and Germany and the Netherlands. We're going to Sweden, Norway, Italy, Spain, France. Yeah, it's just going to be so good to get away and actually have a break from work. But I don't think a break from photography. I think I'm pretty ready to get back into it now. And I'm kind of disappointed with myself that I just have not done as much as I'd like to this year, as I said before. So what else has been happening apart from work? One of my videos at the moment seems to be doing really quite well. And it was my rant video that I did earlier in the year. I have no idea why that one took off all of a sudden, but it has. And yeah, I don't really know what to think. It's created a lot of division, it seems, between people on there. I mean, there's a lot of people that definitely agreed and have similar feelings to me about what I was saying in the video, but there's definitely a lot of people on there that do not feel the same way, which, that's fine. All I was really trying to get across was that I think when giving constructive criticism, it should be constructive and you shouldn't be an asshole, basically. But some people disagree with that, so, you know, that's okay. There seems to be a lot of trolls getting on there, which is, I mean, some of the comments are pretty hilarious, but I mean, I just kind of delete them anyway because there is really no point in spending time and energy replying to those types of people when there's another 1,000 or so who are being so lovely and who are being so supportive. Like, why would I spend my time and energy replying to those other people? It's just as easy to delete them. So, or delete their comments if they're being nasty towards any of my subscribers or, you know, even to myself. So it's just way easier to do that. But yeah, it's a really interesting thing to me that video took off. I was like, oh, of course, like out of all my videos, like it has to be the one where I'm having a bitch and complaining about other photographers. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really mind, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty interesting, and it's so random that it just happened out of nowhere as well. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to hear other people's opinions, and it's cool to know that I've gotten a lot more subscribers just from that video, and that they're seeing more of my videos, which that's pretty cool to think of as well. So yeah, I've got a lot of plans for the next year or so, and yeah, it's really hard. Like, I want to do photography a lot more and focus on it a lot more next year. And I know I keep saying that every year, but, you know, it's just something like I'm getting to the point where I'm 26 now. And, you know, I want to have a career with this, and I want this to be my career solely. So I think I'm just going to have to make a move with it and just do it. And sometimes you just need to say that to yourself. And you just need to make that move. So yeah, I'm excited. I've got a couple of ideas in mind for my channel next year of what I'm going to do, and I'm pretty excited for it. It's still a pretty new idea for what I have in mind, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm just dodging and burning at the moment, just to make sure that we're sort of smoothing the skin tone out just a little bit. I'm just going to lighten up the hair as well. Just give that a little bit more definition. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a before and after of that. So that's just kind of smoothed out things a little bit more. So now I'm going to move on to a little bit of toning. And like I said, I'm going to have to be kind of careful in the way that I do this. Because of the nature of the image. So I'm working straight from a JPEG. So what I'm going to do is go into channels, and I'm going to do some luminosity masks as I've been doing in some of my recent videos. So to do this, you click down Control and click on RGB. And then we're going to go back here to our adjustment layers. And I think I'm going to use a selective color, and this is just going to be working on the lighter parts of the image. Definitely looks nice with sort of like a warmish glow. So I'm going to add a little bit more yellow in there. So in the whites, we're just going to sort of push up the yellow green. Okay, just keep going back and making that selection. I'm just going to keep making those selections until we get the highlights looking nice and strong. This is kind of a good way to do it gradually without affecting the image too much. I'm just going to go back to my dodging layer and make a few adjustments. I'm just filling in areas with shadow. So now I'm just working on some of the shadows with those luminosity masks, just giving a little bit more depth to the image. So I'd love to hear what you guys want to see on my channel in the coming months. Hopefully after, like I said, next month when I will be leaving my job towards the middle of November, I'll have a little bit more time to focus on photography and doing a bit more to do with YouTube as well, which will be really good. So if there's anything in particular you guys want to see, please let me know. I'm pretty bad with requests actually at the moment, to be honest. I haven't been doing too many of them lately, but yeah, I will hopefully have a bit more time to do them soon. And as a final touch, I'm just going to duplicate the background layer again. And we're going to sharpen this image up. So we're going to bring that up a little bit more. And set to overlay. I'm just going to zoom in and make sure that's not too strong. And now I'm going to do a before and after. So I'll just take a snapshot again, and this is the before image. So it's just a lot more pink toned, not as warm. And this is the after. So I'm really trying to experiment with putting warmer tones into my images, really trying to develop my style a little bit more and see how I go with that. So I've been doing that for a few of my most recent images. So yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate all the lovely comments that you guys have been leaving on my channel lately. It's so nice to hear those comments, and so nice to know that there's a lot of people out there that are so supportive. I really do appreciate it, and if there's anything in particular you do want to see on my channel, please let me know, as I will hopefully have a little bit more time soon to do more videos on YouTube. Thank you again so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!